You're now tuned in to Two Studs in a Pod with your host Blaze and Meech, a podcast with a novel perspective on life from a couple of super terrific Uber dykes, but you can call us studs. Now let's get to it. Meech, drop that beat. Welcome back, peeps. You already know it's me, Blaze.
And me, Meech.
We're a duo of everyday studs here to permeate your vibe with knowledge and nonsense of the stud kind, one episode at a time. Living life and doing it right. How's yours
Yes,
going?
ma'am. Life is good. It's been nice out. People getting comfortable. People being out more. I went out a
Out more,
couple of
wear less.
times. Yes, definitely.
Because it's hot as fuck, okay? Let me
Yeah.
just say.
What?
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. So it's just been hot. I actually got to go to the pool this weekend. I went over to my sister's and snuck in her pool over there. Um, it was hot. I needed to swim.
It's too bad. Yo, you gotta
Yeah.
come down, bro, and come get in the pool. We had a pool party this weekend.
Yeah, man, I missed that.
Yeah, yeah,
How
it was
was
good
it?
times. It was good times. It was hot as hell, and but the kids had fun, and everybody enjoyed their time, and they told me how great the backyard was. So it was great for me.
Oh, all your hard work paying off, right?
Yes, yes, for real. So it was nice though. Got to see the fam and chill, and reward my nephews for helping dig that fucking hole.
Oh yeah, finally, right?
Yeah, finally. So yeah, it's hot, man. I mean, do y'all? Wait, you said pools. I can't picture New York with pools.
Yeah. I mean, I had a pool at my house growing up. Like we had a big yard and stuff. But my sister lives in like an apartment complex, so they have
Oh, they have the
like the
pool there.
community pools in the
Okay.
yeah, in the complex. They actually have two. So my niece hooked it up. She put me onto the quieter pool, so it was just us over there, which was dope.
Yeah.
But the water is colder here. Like I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
I miss Florida. Like I wasn't thinking like when I jumped in the water, I was gonna be cold the whole time I was in the water. Like
Oh
I was
yeah.
expecting to adjust to it.
Oh
I was like, nah, man, that shit sucked. I don't even like going to the beach here because the water's so fucking cold.
really?
I can't take it.
I can't.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say I can't imagine a cold beach, but I've been to California, so I can't imagine a
Yes,
cold
I felt
cold
like I
beach.
should have had a wetsuit on the last time I went to the beach.
And if when you visit these other beaches and things like that, that's what makes you realize how special Florida beaches are. Because for me,
Mm-hmm.
like living here my whole life, especially in Miami, that part of it, um, and being on the water and being doing water
Yeah.
things all the time, like you kind of take it for granted. But when I
Yeah.
did go to the West Coast and go out there and just see how their beaches are, and that nobody was like really in the water except for more so the Southern California part. Yeah, yeah. So I imagine it's probably. I guess this is the same in New York, but
Yeah, I used to, and that's the crazy thing. Like I used to love going to the beach. I used to love being in the water when I lived here, and then when I went to Florida, I didn't realize that it changed until
mm,
I came back, and I was like, I was like, is this the regular temperature of the water, or like it doesn't get warm? And everybody was like, yo, like who are you? I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was shivering. My lips
and,
were turning blue. Mm-mm.
and right now it's
I
so
still
hot
haven't
during the day
adjusted.
that the water is perfect temperature when you get in. Like you don't even have to get used to the water. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Just
yeah, I miss
get
that
in. Yeah, it's nice.
for real.
Yeah, man. Trust me. Been getting ready. I've decided I'm going to do no sugar until
Okay,
for like the month of August. So
that's what's up.
I mean, when I say no sugar, I mean like no cookies,
Yeah.
no cake. Um, yes, those type of things because that shit I need to get right so I can get ready for this vacay. So I um I
Yeah.
told myself so I'm gonna see if I can stick to it. So I need y'all to hold me. help hold me accountable for this because I need to get my sexy back. Spin into um,
Facts.
my little swim trunks and walk around on the beaches. Have you been watching the Olympics at all?
Yeah, I saw some of the stuff. I actually watched the WNBA or Team USA Nigeria game today. I saw some volleyball, the
Mm.
men's volleyball. Yeah, so I've been trying to catch them, but I've been forgetting. Sorry, excuse me. I've been forgetting about it, like because I don't have live TV, so I'm usually flipping through the channels. So I actually have to search for it with whatever app I'm on, like the
They got
NBC
most of the
app.
good shit is on Peacock. I'm pissed about that shit.
Oh, damn, for real?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what
And
you
then
been
like,
catching anything?
oh yeah, I've been catching as much as I possibly can. Like, um, of course, I didn't get to watch the men's basketball because they had it on Peacock, and I'm just like, that's just another thing I gotta download. And
Mm-hmm.
y'all have 8 channels of Olympics going on, and I gotta. Why can't I have like? Why do I have to download this one more thing? So,
Right.
but I've been watching the soccer, women's soccer. I really
Okay.
appreciate women's soccer more than I do men's soccer. I don't know why, but been watching that. I watched some of the swimming. Been watching badminton, and the
Oh.
other day we were doing something and the TV was left on, and it was on the Olympics. Probably from me watching the women's soccer game that
Mm-hmm.
morning, and some horses were like prancing, were like prancing
Dang.
around, and
What
I'm
the
like,
hell?
what? It's just like some of this stuff. I'm just like, how do these people get into this? Because it's so weird. Seeing, I always forget about handball until the Olympics come around, and handball is
Oh
not
yeah.
like the New York handball with the,
No.
you know,
Yo, I was watching that with Edie and she was like, nah, what is this? They need to come over here to the
where's the
projects
wall, right?
and
Like where's the,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, yeah, like handball is like soccer but with your hands, so
Right.
it's
It
weird.
was
It's
weird.
weird. Um, and watching, I didn't get to watch the gymnast, but Simone didn't um do her thing anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
She had to
that was
pull
kind of
out.
sucked. And Naomi getting knocked out, but it was cool to watch her light the torch. So um, I
Yeah.
did see that part, and I'm keeping track of the men's basketball. You know what's really got me intrigued? It's still basketball, but it's this 3-on-3
Mm-hmm.
that they have. Is 3-on-3 basketball, and it's a bunch of WNBA players that are playing for Team USA. And
Mm-hmm.
I think they're playing like 2 games a day, but they play half court and it's fast and there's like no 3 pointers. I mean, I don't know how they score, but the games are very low scoring. It's like 19-20, like 19
Oh
to
yeah.
21 is like the end scores that I've seen, very low scoring. And Team USA was killing them. They finally lost one game, but now they're going into the medal round. So if they just keep that up, I feel like um, they'll be good, especially if they're playing 2 a days. But it's a fast ass game, so I've been watching that and getting into that, and then the skateboarding
Yeah.
thing with the little kids. That was
Oh
pretty cool. The
yeah.
little 13-year-old girls. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Killing the game.
yeah, that was awesome. And just the youngins are tearing it up. You had them, and then like the swimming, the 17-year-old American that won the gold medal
Oh yeah.
for
Mm-hmm.
breaststroke. Yeah, and
Let's go
then
Team
the woman who
USA.
won the first gold for the Philippines. That was cool. The
Oh right.
weightlifting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they hadn't won in a long time.
Hmm. And of course, the women's basketball team, they killed um, Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of sports, we watched wifey and I watched the WFA, the women's football. They had their championship game this weekend, which was pretty dope. So they have each division. So I didn't, I don't really know too much about it, but wifey's been putting me onto it. So they have like Division 3, Division 2, and Division 1. So it was dope. And like Division 1 is Boston, So the Patriots owner like lent them the plane and flew them out to the game and like has been supporting them, which is pretty dope. Even though I'm not a Boston fan or a Patriots fan, it's nice to get some recognition. And it was on TV. They were streaming it on TV and stuff like that. So it's cool that they're actually getting recognition because wifey's been playing for years, and I like football, and I probably would have played had I known that this was a thing. You know what I mean? So I thought it was pretty
Right,
dope. It was cool to
right,
see them
right.
play, and they were playing hard out there, man. Like the Division 1 game was Boston, and I think it was Minnesota or something like that. It was a good game. It was a tough game, and then they had like the all stars, like the American team versus the national team and stuff like that. So it was a whole cool weekend, and I wish like I would have known a little bit more about it because I'd have told people to tune in, but it was dope.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, definitely. Um, Something that a lot of people tuned into that happened was Rolling Loud in Miami.
Oh
Now that everybody's back outside,
yes, right around the corner from my old house. I missed
yes,
it.
that that shit was look a hot mess. Okay,
It
I'm
did.
sure everybody was out there funky as hell.
It did. It just looked hot
Yeah.
and sweaty, bruh.
Uh,
Crazy. Did you see DJ
uh,
Envy? I guess his son went and his friends, and like one of them had on Jordans. He had it on like his IG, and like the Jordan ripped apart. Like I think it
oh
was
my
like a
god.
pair of fours or something. I would have been. Why are you? First of all, why are you wearing your Jordans to Rolling Loud? Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
some
a
way you wearing some beaters out there for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. I was like hurt,
Yeah.
but yeah. And then you seen the dude threw his shoe at who was that, little baby or the baby or one of
The
the
baby.
babies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at first I was like, "Damn, that's fucked up." But then after hearing this dude's commentary at the show, I was like,
Mm,
"Well, I wish he would have hit him with the fucking shoe."
right.
Like that's that's I I still don't. I'm still trying to figure out like why was that even
Necessary.
like the feeling, yeah, like the feeling
Yeah.
commentary. It just why is that what you decided to say?
It
It's
sounded like he
strange.
was a little hurt. Like he caught his dude in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Dude, like sucking a nigga dick. Like, oh, is that why you mentioned that? Or
And
yeah,
then even
that was.
for Ti to compare that to Lil Nas X, like
Oh
that's
yeah.
crazy, and that just makes me appreciate Lil Nas X even more for all the things that
Mm-hmm.
he does, especially that latest video with him and Jack Harlow.
Yes. He slapped them red boots together. Lil Nas X is he's
Oh, he's
hilarious.
ridiculous and funny, and
Yeah,
he's just
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
hysterical. Like he's hysterical. At
I'm here
first,
for
I
it.
didn't get him, but now that he's living in his truth and like just
Mm-hmm.
being himself, like I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. So here for it, definitely. Um, and uh, awaiting this episode of the Brat and Judy
Oh, when does that
on
air?
WeTV. It starts in August, so it's
Oh,
coming
okay.
up. It's like yeah. So I definitely want to see like how they are about to portray themselves on TV
Mm-hmm.
from not
Mm-hmm.
really being out in the open about even being gay to now just having a
Right.
relationship on TV out in the
Right.
open. So that's
That's a
interesting to see.
big change.
Yeah. So I'm sure they have control of like the editing and things like that, you know, and what, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe not total control, but some say into what was
Right.
going to be put out there. But it's just interesting to see and finally get to see the brat in real life.
Finally.
Yeah. Um, did you hear about the young and May being pregnant?
Yeah. What the hell? Like people are so dumb, bro. I saw the
I heard
interview.
that. Well,
Go
okay.
ahead.
So what happened with the interview? Because
So I saw
I
that
didn't.
it was, I don't remember who it was, but I remember they asked her like if she wanted to have kids, and she was just like, yeah, I want a boy. I want a boy first. And then she looks at her girl, or first of all, I can't say I saw her look at her girl. She looked to the side, and like she was talking to somebody, and she was like, yeah. And then the
Uh,
person was like, you just want a boy, and she was like, no, I want a girl too, but I want a boy because the boy will take care of his little sister. So like, because I follow her, I saw in the comments she was like, yeah, that's why I looked at my girl. I'm not gonna carry a baby. So when the rumors started
right.
coming out, I was just like, what the hell are people? Oh god, they just want to see a pregnant stud.
I was like, what? What started y'all? I mean, they're out there, but
Yeah,
there's some of us that you looking at us and, like, this is not, it's
yeah,
not
it's
happening,
not
right? Like,
happening.
we're the no pregnancy clique. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
Like, yes, she can have the baby, but I'm not. Nothing that has to do with making a baby I'm interested in. Okay.
yeah.
So
People always taking everything out of context, boy. But it made for funny internet
I was,
uh,
yes,
comments.
because I was dying. I was dying.
Yeah.
So, and she was also at Rolling Loud and had
Oh yeah.
a nice little crowd, a nice little set. Yeah, going off. So she definitely wasn't pregnant. She
Yeah.
definitely wasn't pregnant.
Definitely wasn't. Mm-mm.
But that's the thing, like being a stud, like you can't. You, I mean, obviously we've talked about it before. Like studs can obviously get pregnant. Like you have the parts. If we wanted to, we could. We
Right.
just don't want to. But
Mm-mm.
I think that's one of the advantages of like being a femme, right? Is
Yeah. You
you
don't have to worry about, like, if you want to get pregnant, you can just do it and not have to worry about all the other things that come
right? Like
along
you're
with it.
expected
Like,
to be right, exactly.
right.
The stigmas
You're
that
ex-
will come with being
right. You're not gonna
pregnant.
have a whole day of memes and comments about you online. You know what I mean? Like, you can just live your life, and people probably wouldn't even question whether or not like you were gay, or like if your partner, if you got a donor, you know what I mean, if your partner got you pregnant, because nine times out of ten, most people just assume like you're with a dude if you're a femme.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you have to kind of
That's why,
announce it.
like Nikki is the type of person where at her job she's not like open about. Um, I want to say everybody knows she's in a relationship, but not with like the person that she's in a
Right.
relationship. She probably says partner a lot, my fiance. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
type of thing a lot, and avoids the whole like genderizing of the
Right.
person that she's with, unless you're talking to probably close friends. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I don't think she would deny the relationship, but I mean, she can't. Obviously, we don't move like we've been together for how long? So,
Right.
and I know they hear me in the background getting ice. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? In the middle of the day.
They get nice. Yeah, that's crazy though, because like, and it also, I guess, depends, right? So if you're comfortable, or I guess if Nikki or whoever is comfortable with their coworkers, sometimes you can share. But I don't know how. I feel like some femmes, if they don't, if they're not comfortable with their coworkers or people knowing that they're gay, it's easier for them to hide it. So like, how would you feel in that situation? Like, if Nikki was just like, "Oh, I'm not really in a relationship," or just denied it just because she didn't want her
I
coworkers to
think
know.
it would be fucked. Well, I think honestly, I think it would be fucked up. Like I'm like I don't know if I could like you can't be I can't be with somebody who's like ashamed to be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it feels because
Right.
I've just been out and I feel like as a stud and just as a masculine presented person, we have no choice. Like there is no, we
Yeah.
don't have a veil to be able to hide behind. So I don't get that. I don't get that option. Like I have to be. Well, at least I
You have
had
to
to
be who
be. You
you
know what
are.
I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Oh
have to
yeah.
be who I am all at all time. Like now working remotely, it's a little different because I don't really see they see me from the neck up. You know what I'm saying? So they don't
Mhm.
really know me. But like today, somebody that I interacted with was like he, and I'm like, well, to be
Mhm.
with you, I'm like, this is just how I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it to you, but it's she, okay? And I gave him the
Mhm.
little Elmo shrug. Like
Yeah. I mean, is it more awkward since you're remote? Like to
it's
have to.
awkward. It's awkward. I think it's awkward anytime, and I think I was thinking about this today actually when it happened. I think it's more awkward for studs because it feels like you got to come out of the closet every
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Like, well, for me in this situation, yeah, like I have to come out of the closet every time because if I was a film, they wouldn't mistake me for uh,
He.
a he, right? They wouldn't mistake me
Right.
for a he, and I wouldn't have to correct them. And then in that essence of just correcting them and saying, no, I'm not a he, I'm a she, then you can just tell now by the way that I look that I'm obviously gay, right? So
Right.
that leads that whole like I have to come out every time that
Yeah.
that happens. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like to me, like coming out several thousand times, or anytime you
Right.
have to correct
Just
somebody
meeting new
on
people
your
or
gender.
anything.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like being in the
Yeah.
office, remember I told you there was a bunch of people. Um, I have a LinkedIn profile picture where I'm like in a suit, you know what I mean? So it's kind of obvious, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like. And I did that on
Mm-hmm.
purpose. So like, because I knew I wasn't going to meet any of my coworkers for a long time. So like, but I still felt like when I met them, they were like, "Oh, I was expecting you to look like your picture," and I was like, "What? A little fatter?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. I felt like I look, like I felt like I looked like my picture, but most I don't know. It feels a little awkward every time, and then you know, when I chat with them, I usually don't video chat, so it's just like, but it's like you said, we wear it on our sleeves. Like I'm not gonna go into the office, not as me to make my coworkers feel comfortable or whatever.
Right.
So.
And that's another thing. Like this company is one where they have like those days where they bring you in. Like when you, especially when you first get hired, you go
Hmm.
into the office and get this big experience of being part of this company and they wow you. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't
Yeah.
get that because I started during COVID.
Oh
So
yeah.
I was talking to this person today and she actually mentioned it and I'm like, yeah, I didn't get that experience. She was like, well, they may bring the people who haven't gotten a chance to do it
Uh,
in person. You know what I'm saying?
hmm.
So, I mean, at this rate, I feel like it would be way too expensive. But now I gotta like meet people in person who
Oh yeah.
I've been talking to remotely that I don't have to discuss it. Now, anytime somebody does misgender me when when I'm talking to them on the chat, then I check
Hmm.
them. You know what I'm saying? Especially in
Right.
June. Like June, I was popping them shits off
Oh
like
yeah.
fucking
It's my month, bitches. You
yeah.
better come correct.
Respect the rainbow in this month, okay? We shooting off rainbows around here to this month, okay?
Hmm.
For these 30 days, you gonna get this shit right.
For real.
So yeah, and it's interesting too because I was in a chat. I am in a chat. It's the gay group at my at my job,
Oh
the gay group
nice.
chat,
I
and
was in a gay group.
um, and one person who's also like a mask woman who I think she works in the office like a VP or something like that, but
Hmm.
she put into the chat where she got misgendered by somebody the same way. Like he was like,
Mm.
"Oh, you're an awesome guy" or something like that, and she had to check him. Like, man, she also
Yeah.
said like, "I don't know if I." She was like, "I probably didn't handle this the right way," but and here's how she checked him. Just basically told him,
Yeah.
and everybody, you know what happens too is I think like when you check people, they feel so apologetic for the most
Hmm.
part. Like that's been my experience. Maybe 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
they feel like, oh my god, I can't believe, fucking like did that to you, and I'm so sorry, and blah
Hmm.
blah blah. So now I gotta feel bad because
Yeah, because
you feeling bad. You know what I'm
but
saying?
you know what? I think that maybe that's because of the company culture. Because I think that like certain places, certain I don't want to like down talk Long Island, but certain parts of Long Island, like where wifey works, they have that old school mentality, and they're like old, from the old country. They're racist. They're Trump supporters. You know what I mean? So people that she works with, I don't think would be as accepting, even though overall the company promotes themselves as this like gender neutral company. They have
Inclusive.
all
Yeah.
inclusive. They have a whole LGBTQ plus center, and they do all these events. But you have to check your each individual offices and people in different offices, because like even when I worked out there, which is why I left my old job, like I think I was probably the first and only like maybe like gay person or gay woman or stud that these people had ever seen. And like it was just always awkward. Like I never felt comfortable in my job. You know what I mean? But I couldn't deny who I was. Like I'm showing up to work in how I show up. This is me. But I never felt comfortable around
Right.
those people either. You know what I mean? So that's why I left. But that shit is, I don't know. I think your company, it's cool that people would feel like bad about that. I think at my company, I don't know if they would know how to react. I think they quite like they'd fight me back at the old company. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told her straight up. I was like, I told her I was like, I'm telling you because I don't want you to find out one day and then think that I kept it like a secret from you, and you're like someone that I
Mm-hmm.
actually interact with at this new
All
job that I
right.
don't know anybody and I'm remote, right? So if I'm actually interacting with you,
Yeah.
then there you go. So I was like, I'm telling you because I don't want you to think like or I don't. I always tell people that I actually interact with. That's what I told her. So there
Yeah.
you go. You know, like, and I don't want you to be some kind of crazy religious nut that then one day you start
Yeah. Yeah.
spewing this crap to me about homosexuals, and I'm like, hello, like you're talking to the
Yeah.
fucking president of the Gay Straight Alliance, okay? And I wasn't the straight one. Ugh,
Oh man.
yeah, so I sometimes there are big advantages to being femme because they don't have to
Hmm.
go through that. And I don't think they even consider that like that advantage that they
No,
have
just
by getting to
being
avoid that
feminine.
situation. Yeah, and
Yo, so I went to a happy hour. Well, actually, I didn't plan on going to a happy hour. I had to pick up wifey because she went out with
uh
some of her cool coworkers, right? So you have the
huh.
coworkers that you might want to hang out with, and then the ones that might judge you. So she called, she texted me like, "Yo, can you come pick me up?" So I was heading out to her anyway, and but I was, I was looking bummy. I had on like a dry fit shirt and some fucking Merrill slides, so I was not looking like, happy hour appropriate. So I go, and she's like, "Yo, come in, come in." So I could tell by the way she's texting me that she's drunk as fuck. So I'm like, "Oh Lord Jesus." So like I go to the spot, and it's like a COVID hot spot when I walk up in there. It's like mad young people drunk, and she like
No
just
man.
no mask, nothing. Everybody's getting drunk, right? So like I walk in there, and like she introduces me to her coworkers.
It's
She's
alright.
like,
The
"This
alcohol
my."
will kill it.
Yeah, exactly. How I felt, bro. I was like, "Yo, let me get a drink." So one of her coworkers like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh, this is my baby," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and like not paying attention. And then she's like, "No, like this is my baby," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So you can introduce me as your baby to your coworkers, all right? And then she's like, so one of her coworkers is all like, "Oh, I like you even more now that I know that you're like this," and like she starts like hitting on us, and then she's like trying to hug up on us and kiss on us, and she's like grabbing my girl's ass, and then
Oh my gosh.
she tells, yeah. I was like, do I get mad? Do I enjoy this, right? Because it's a bunch of, a bunch
Sweet
of,
facilities.
yeah, exactly. So she's telling, wifey's telling me, before I got there, like, there's this girl who's getting married, and she's like celebrating, but she came up to wifey and she said she was happy with her dude, but she really wanted to take wifey home. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, niggas is just happy to be outside, huh? Like, first day out. Like, what is. I was like, wait.
They
So
drinking
how much?
tequila, they.
How much? Yeah, I was like, how much did she offer? I'm just playing. I love you, wifey. But you know what I mean? I was just like, damn. So when I showed up, then everybody was like trying to hit on me too, and I'm like, do you go there with your wifey's co-workers? It's not gonna be awkward for me. I'm never gonna see them again. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be awkward for wifey when she
Hopefully.
shows up to the office. But yeah, it was. I don't know. I just felt like I was meat tagged in there, and like a bunch of not so happily married women who were curious as fuck were trying to take us home. I felt like violated. I wasn't drunk enough. I just got there. You know what I mean? Like, but it was definitely interesting to be out again. I kind of missed,
Listen,
just
wait
being
till you
out.
get wait till you get to like 10 years in. You'll just be happy
Yeah.
when you go pick up the food and the girl is like, nice curls.
Oh shit. You just appreciate any kind of attention.
Yeah, for
Damn.
real. Well, like, oh shit, I'm popping, bitch. My curls are popping. Okay.
Yes, I still got it. Yo, for real, because I
Okay.
was in quarantine forever, man. It was like, damn, I got it. And these were not like, you know, old ladies. These were some, attractive females. Wifey knows she's not gonna kill me.
Well, she
If,
was
if
there.
this
She was
was
probably
like, yeah, that's what I'm
encouraging.
saying. Exactly. If this was like, 20-year-old us, maybe. But I'm too old. I needed to go home and
Yeah.
take a nap after that. And we left early, bro.
Maybe
I was
even
like, you still
before.
want to be out? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wild though. It was fun. It was good times. Those are the cool coworkers.
Gotta hand over.
Facts.
So, like like I said, we're getting ready to go on vacay or whatever, which
Hmm.
means I will be
Dun dun
slinging.
dun. I already
I
know.
have to be slinging my book bag with me.
TSA be
So
on best behavior, please.
that's the thing. I have to get on the plane, and
Mm-mm.
then like usually it's just one or the other, but this
Right.
time we got to do both. So that means I'm getting my shit getting
No.
checked twice. So, and when you get on a boat or whatever, you're supposed to have you keep a bag with you. So I'm like, do I put it in a bag that I'm gonna be carrying with me, or do I put it in a
uh,
bag that's gonna be checked and left on the floor where my cabin is gonna be?
right.
But either way, I have to take it through TSA because that's the thing. Like, I have to check my bags at the airport,
Hmm.
which I don't like to put it in the check luggage. I like to take it with me.
Right.
So what happens? Am I gonna be carrying this thing around this boat all day because of my book bag?
It's gonna
So
get heavy.
I don't know. It's I'm like
Yeah,
I don't know. I
the
have anxiety
anxieties,
already thinking
right?
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. They don't understand these films, I tell you. Yeah, man. Cause then, yeah, I don't know. Damn, I would probably, oh god, do some, throw some holy water in the bag and check it.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I'm like, is TSA gonna go through it? And then when it gets to whatever the boat TSA is, then are they gonna go
right.
through it? Like, whatever. Oh, no, man. Because we have
I
to
don't know.
fly
I've
our
checked
port.
mine before, I think,
Yeah, but are they gonna go
and
through it to look and see what
yeah,
it
no, I
is
didn't
and
get
what's
one of
weird in
those.
the exam? Yes,
Uh,
that's
I
what's
didn't get
that's
a
what's weird
letter
to me.
from TSA, so.
This weekend we had a party, right? And it was the first time that my mom got to meet Nikki's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Right? She's met everybody except for my mom and my sister.
Oh, okay.
Basically. Yeah. So, cause it's just weird that like she's just here at random times when we need like
Hmm.
another person to help. So it's just, she just hasn't met them two, and so they were here for the pool party, and so our mom was calling her like my stepchild or something like that. I'm like, that is weird. That's weird to me.
That's a grown ass adult.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, she's almost 30 years old. What do you mean, stepchild? Like, she's like grown up. Okay,
Yeah.
that's weird to me. Like, I don't like. Obviously, I care for her dearly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
but I'm like, I don't know if that's
Yeah,
right.
because
Like, she
like
was an
you weren't
adult when
there
I
when
met
they
her.
were. Yeah,
Right.
you weren't there when they were children to kind of
Right. I'm like, she
raise
was
them
off in
up.
college doing crazy college kid things
Yeah.
before even married. I'm like, yo, that's
Oh
weird.
man.
Like, I was like, what did you, what? That's, that's so weird. Yes. No. I was like, is that's weird to anybody else but me? 'Cause it's weird to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think it would be weird, like to have a grown kid calling you step stepdaddy. No, I don't know. Even like I just feel like they just call me by my name,
Yeah, like, okay,
and
so
I'm
for
good
the
with that.
longest time, like, okay, you heard what I just said. This girl was in college when I met her. She was a grown up. Okay,
Yeah.
Nikki had them calling me Miss B, and I think she was doing it just to
Yes.
get on my nerves.
She does that because when I first met her, they had to call me Miss
Yeah, but they were
too.
so much younger when you first met them,
Yeah,
weren't they?
that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
young.
I'm college. She was coming home from college.
That's just the respect, but it's still
Okay.
weird.
I was I wasn't even 30 yet. You're talking about Miss B, and I'm like, first of all, that whole Miss part is just weird. Okay, let's leave that off of anything anybody ever calls calls me.
Ma'am.
I was like, I can understand her not. I can understand not being like, yo, B. You know, like B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my homies or something like that, calling me by my name. That's fine, but my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, Miss B, no, Miss nothing. Like, no.
Makes you feel old,
Okay.
right?
Yes. It's just awkward. Okay. It's like, don't call me that. That's weird. That's weird. I hated it. Thank God. I was like, can we not? Can we not do that, please? Oh shit. Yes. I'm like, she's grown. You see what I'm saying? Like, so we call her my stepchild. I'm like, what? That's weird. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It feels awkward. It's just not right. You know what? Something that I've been noticing is that, or what do you think of this? Right? Like, do you think studs are more friends with dudes than they are with like other studs, or is it like easier to be friends with dudes? Because I was thinking when I was younger or whatever, like my work homeboy was my dude. He was like my ace. There was gay
Hmm.
people there. I hung out with them. Like when I went to the gay club or whatever, I would see them and you know, like chill with them in their section or whatever like that. But like he was my homie, like my dirt I was doing on the job, all kind of shit. Like he was the one who knew that shit.
Hmm.
So, and like even now, like my homeboys, like those dudes are the ones that like I talk to about the shit that like matters to me, like basketball.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, so I wonder why is that, or do you find that to be true as well?
Yeah, I think it's easier to be friends with guys because you just have more things in common. Usually as a stud,
Then you would
and
another
then
stud? Uh,
no. Well, I was gonna say, and then other stud friends are hard to find, right? Because we all have that, like, you know, we don't even speak when we see each other when we're out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
that's
know
true.
we're lucky that we're cool. You know what I mean? But I don't
Yeah,
know too
that's Mr.
many.
Daddy though. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
think if we would have been left to our own devices
yeah, we
that
would
we
have.
would have ever like, yeah. Because I
Mm-mm.
mean, I don't even know if we would have been in the same place at the same time a couple of times, but as because of Daddy, like
Yeah.
that was the connection right there. That crazy motherfucker.
For
So
real. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's easier also to just find guys, right? Because there's, you got you find guys at work that you'll talk to, and then you'll become cool with them, talking about sports, talking about video games, whatever it is y'all click about. You know what I mean? And then even if you just out and you go to like a bar or something like that, what are the odds you're gonna run into another stud as opposed to like a dude and you guys are both watching the game and you start talking about it? You know what I mean? I just think there's more opportunities for that. I'm not saying y'all gonna be besties, but just to shoot the shit.
all right. Well, on that note, we're going to end the show here. Find us on everything at Two Studs in the Pod, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can check Meech out at the Homie Meech and at Homie Meech on IG and Twitter, respectively. You can find me on IG at its.me.blaze and on Twitter at itsmeblaze2. Don't forget to check out our site, twostudsinapod.com, where you can find our latest episodes and more. You can catch us on podcast platforms everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. And gratitude is always the attitude, so we want to say thank you for lending us your ear.
Thanks for tuning in.